Where's the live streaming panel that we had to make sure that this is fake, correct, fake, lame. We live? I would like to hope that we're live. Or if I show we got back late. I've been tired. Been tired the last few days. Seeing this as I get back late. Hang on, make sure we're unmuted. Makes me want to talk about it, folks. We're on the RFO show. We're doom scrolling social media. Shit. Doom scrolling social media for updates and confirm things. And yeah, so far this is looking a little too weird for my liking, folks. Now we know that Donnie's in the Epstein files. And I think Massey understands that. He dissed Massey, clearly. He dissed Massey, clearly that's a problem. But this came up literally like the third thing on here, and I'm not even following it. So we know the January 6th traitor Jake Lang, 1776, fake Jew, one of the most obvious examples of people that were, one of the most obvious examples of people, in on this bull, right? Here on the RFO show. Trying to make sure the website audio is coming in for the radio listeners. No time to paste the live page. I don't care. It's not working. It's not working. Come on. What's weird to me that it comes up and this dude's meeting minors. How come all these Jews, even the ones that try to pretend to be with us, get caught going after pedophiles or going after kids, not pedophiles? It's because it's the Jewish way of life. It's Jewish culture. It's not anti-Semitic. When you guys brag in Israel that the Jews get to rape kids, anal sodomy is legal. It's preferred against blacks. That's why y'all had or black slaves. Look at this. Pardon the January 6th traitor, Jake Lang, 1776. Pardon my who? Donnie the Diddler, was recently caught trying to meet up with a 15-year-old girl in a thing set up by a vigilante pedophile hunter. So let's take a look. There's the picture of him kissing the wall, Talmud in his hand, or whatever that is. And this is his main Jake Lang profile, 1776. He's still talking to you. The fact that most famous people, verified out here, pushed by the industry, don't talk to their fans unless it's weird and sexual. You coming to my next protest in Texas? I can if you want me to. Yeah, what's your number? Can we talk here? One here instead? Or you only text? I have too many DMs. Text only, sweetie. And then he skips over laying down. What did your mom say? Already, what did your mom say? Knowing that she lives with her mom. How old are you, by the way? I'll ask tomorrow. Just turned 30, honey. Why are you up so late, young lady? Creep like, young lady. Nobody says that no more. Young lady. Young lady. That's a red flag. Nice. And I don't know. I'd be a night owl. I might be too young for you, lol. How old are you, baby? At 10:06. Then it wasn't until 8:09 in the morning the next day. Unless you're under 18, I don't care. I'm 15, lol. And I guess a picture after that. I don't know what that is. Yeah, mixing the other Samsung, the other's Apple. You're mixing messages to make a story. Still, he's a dirty Jew. When do you turn 16? In 6 months? Oh, Won't get you in trouble if that's what you're worried. I can keep a secret. What state do you live in? I can't see you till you're 16. Arizona. I just moved here, so looks like AI swap. Other stage Jews just being you. It's just fluent. It's like, oh, well, okay. And he's dressed up like ice. So I can't confirm nothing with that, but still, he's a weirdo. Wow, so this is 16 hours ago. An Ohio treasure hunter who was sent to prison for refusing to tell authorities and investors where he stashed 50 million worth of gold discovered in an 1857 shipwreck has been released from jail. I don't want to read more.
Numbers. We live in a world where numbers can be illegal, and there's one
What?
very famous example of this. In the early days of DVDs, someone cracked the encryption so that you could watch it on Linux or other open source platforms, but this program was incredibly illegal to distribute. So one man came up with an incredible workaround. You see, programs are just binary, and binary can be written as a very large number. Now, that number would still be very illegal unless you come up with some way to make that number significant. And so a man named Phil Carmody came up with a mathematical discovery of an exceptionally large prime number that just happened to contain that program inside of it. The number had to be published legally because it was academically important and there was nothing the government could do about it. But the movie studios responded. They came back a few years later with even stronger encryption. But it had an Achilles heel. There was a short processing key that was critical to the encryption, and that number leaked. Once again, we had another illegal number. The movie studios started issuing cease and desist letters, but then artist John Marcotte realized you could encode this number into the hex codes of 5 different colors. And so he made the free speech flag, and there was not really anything the government could do about it. And to this day, it is a symbol of the freedom and personal liberty that really marked the ethos of the early internet. I just wish the flag wasn't so darn ugly.
Let's see. I want to float the river, but I don't know what I want to do. Cheap kayaks, canoes online. I was using my parents all the time. They've got 4. My brother and my aunt, or brother and wife, mom and dad and wife. I want to get my own shit going. So let's see. Large river raft. See if like Alibaba comes up. 4 boat, 4 person. It's like half of what you get. I think the big ones are like 8 person. But you can tie 2 of those together. There we go. Alibaba. This is where they're getting them from, folks. So anybody that knows how to do this, but I don't know about all that shit. That's 7 on the picture. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Got a guy on the back. $600. That ain't bad. What's self-bailing mean? I don't fucking remember. Alright, let's see. See, look, they look like the ones everybody's got at the river. I think it'd be worth it just to do it down here and all these other places. This one's only like 200 bucks, but it don't look as tough. Yeah, it's definitely not the same material. See, that part looks weak. That's the part grinding on the rocks. What is that? I almost rather just pay 500 bucks to see if it's any. It may not be any tougher. Double floor. Oh, what's the price? 6. This might be a little cheap, though. Mm, mm. Alright, Nate. There it is. They all got the same bottom. Yeah, it's starting to look like how they were softer at the bottom. How's this gonna work? So that double floor, I don't even know if that's like a 6-person for real. 4 to 7. So I think that's where it is. 4 to 7 on the other one. 7. See what Rob says. I don't want to know what the fuck's going on. What is that? And what is that? Yeah. Anyway, let's watch some bullshit before we get back into it. Liking that one. Double floor, right? We'll see.
Hey, I don't know that you know who I am, but I'm Colt's wife, soon to be ex-wife, and I was just calling because he's in the hospital right now and having to have surgery because somebody, according to what he's saying, you put some sort of Gorilla Glue or something in his lube, and now he's like having to have surgery on his penis and they're doing a skin graft. Did you do that? Because as much as I despise him for everything he's done,
She gonna defend his. Oh, as much as I despise him, of course, it's a cheater buster thing. One of these little fucking whatever that don't work commercials, right?
done to me, that's just wrong.
Well, I thought I'd be hearing from one of you guys. But don't you think it's a little extreme that he's in the hospital?
No, like, he's like really messed up. Like, they're having to do surgery and a skin graft.
Surgery?
Yes, to repair the damage.
She's trying not to laugh. It's fake. Well, damn.
Well, he must be blowing this out of proportion just to get some, like, sympathy from you, but...
No, I have video footage of where they took the skin for the skin graft from his upper leg. Hey, I don't know that you know...
Fake.
You guys okay? We're fine. Is there anyone still inside? No.
Yes, babe, my mom's still in there.
Oh, sorry. Yes, my mother-in-law is still in the house.
Please go get her.
Please go get her.
Please hurry.
Yes, please hurry and save her. Okay, what? Do you know where? What room?
She's probably in the basement.
Maybe not. Maybe she's not.
Check the basement. Her bedroom is in the basement. She's sleeping in.
So, I am in a child's in flight grade. Yeah. Yeah, Miranda. Oh, I totally agree with that. We'll have another conversation on that. But, all right, so I'm on my way to Kansas City, okay? Kansas City, here I come early in the morning. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. My friend of mine in Australia sent me a video I had to watch from somebody who's in the parliament in Australia about the abuse of children, et cetera, et cetera. Y'all know about that. So I am on my way to Kansas City, and I'm going to be doing the Moms for America podcast. So I am in a child's in flight grade. Yeah. Yeah, Miranda. Oh, I totally agree with that. We'll have another conversation on that. But, all right, so I'm on my way to Kansas City, okay? Kansas City, here I come early in the morning. I woke up at 3 o'clock in the morning. My friend of mine in Australia.
Playing music on the radio while the mic was unmuted. Sorry, guys. This is Connie, Regal Family Advocate. Across America, we're going after CPS everywhere, and she's going after. Have friends doing it in Australia too, exposing that Australia, Belgium, every country with a bar association and a family courts and a CPS style two-letter agency. They're doing this corruption. I don't know. Nobody cares.
Sent me a video.
But we do.
I had to watch from somebody who's in the parliament in Australia.
Fox 23 weekend anchor Rick Marinon is live from the federal courthouse here in downtown Tulsa with why the group, Rick, says they're suing judges from the state of Washington right here in Green Country.
And we should mention those judges have not had a chance to see what is being accused against them. They went home for the holiday. We are not going to name them specifically as a courtesy to them because they don't know what they have been accused of. But the person you're about to hear from started what is going to be a 40-city tour, 40-state tour, and then he's going to make his way to the Supreme Court while filing what he says is going to be a historic case here in Tulsa. A civil rights group has selected the federal court of the Northern District of Oklahoma in Tulsa to begin what they say could be a landmark civil rights case.
We need to decide as a people, do we believe in what it is that we say we believe in? Do we believe in the Constitution of the United States? Is that the truth? And if it is, then we know the path we're going to have to take to remedy this situation.
Attorney Tanawa Downing and his team announced they are suing the state of Washington in Oklahoma, hoping that in the future, everyone arrested for a major crime will first have to have their case heard before a grand jury before any other legal proceedings can begin. The case also requests the indictment and arrest of 2 Washington state federal judges who have heard cases that have not gone before grand juries. Downing says there are states like Washington that ignore this step that you are entitled to.
We've got news across the country right now. They're talking about indictments by a grand jury, but they're talking about it for one man, the former President Trump. But what we're not talking about, and what we need to start talking about, is the fact that there's 600,000 people across the United States of America today that are imprisoned that never received an indictment by a grand jury, despite the fact that that is a constitutional right that they have.
But Downing also said Oklahoma doesn't give people their right to a grand jury either. They chose to file the lawsuit here because they have no faith the state of Washington will give an unbiased look at how it's handled criminal cases for decades. Because this is at the federal level and could make its way to the U.S. Supreme Court, a ruling against Washington state has the power to change the entire nation.
We're going to start here in Tulsa because Tulsa doesn't have the same biases and prejudices that the state of Washington would have in obtaining these initial indictments against these judges.
Downing says between now and January, he will be going to 40 different states to try to make as many people aware their rights are not being fully exercised when they are arrested in many states. Something he says has landed thousands of people in prisons across the country because their case has not been given proper due process. Again, we are not naming those 2 judges. They have not seen the allegations against them. Court actually closed early today before they could actually get the paperwork filed. They're going to have to wait till it reopens after the Thanksgiving holiday. But for now, we are going to choose to give those judges some time to process and see if they want to respond, at all, to what is being said here. Live in Tulsa, covering news that...
Hey, calm down. I'm sucked in. No, I ain't taking that.
This is for you, sir.
I'm not taking that.
Okay, you're not?
No, I ain't taking that. I didn't obstruct nobody. Look at you, shaking like Don Knotts.
You're not obstructing anything?
No, I ain't obstructing nothing.
Wolvie went to pick up a pizza, but the side parking lot he was going to use happened to be blocked by several Wyandotte police officers. And after parking in another lot, he got out to film the encounter.
So they got the dog going around the car. Dog's only got an attitude problem.
The canine allegedly lunges at an officer positioned on the opposite side of the vehicle, and as it moves past the driver's side, it appears to notice the man in the driver's seat, prompting the dog to attempt an attack on him as well.
Sounds like you're being a little disobedient. See? He's attacking. He's just mean. I think I've seen him going after them cops over there. Them 2 cops standing there, see him? On the other side? I got it on video that that cop, he turned down the cop.
Though the dog appears unfit for duty, the officers still pretend its erratic behavior counts as a hit during the open-air sniff. The driver is then extracted and his vehicle is searched.
I knew that dog was disobedient to begin with, and they're using that to get him out of the car, which you'll have video evidence for. So the dog latched out at a couple officers over there, and then he latched out at the door, which is a sign of disobedience. It's not a sign of obedience, it's a sign of disobedience. My Presa Canario, I had to teach him at a very young age not to do that. Tear them little German Shepherds up, eat them for lunch. Like this guy's Fourth Amendment right, they used a disobedient dog to do so. Don't come over here giving me no directives. It ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I don't want to talk. Don't talk to me.
What's your name?
I don't want no consensual contact with you.
What's your name, sir?
As long as I stay 10 feet from you, I'm good.
What's your reason to be out here?
You.
PTFO, sucker.
What's that mean?
Figure it out. Call your chief and ask him. He knows what it means.
Are you here to go to Pizza Hut? You buying a pizza?
Maybe.
Is that what you're doing?
Maybe.
All right. What's your name?
None yet.
Also, in the city of Wyandotte, we have an alley use regulate.
I don't give a shit.
All right. So
I'm not in the alley. I'm on private property.
just in the alley.
It doesn't matter. Here, I'll step in it again. Watch this.
Yeah.
Go back out. Step in it again. Go back out. Watch this. You see that?
Yeah.
Get a good look at that tyrant.
Yeah.
I got a
So you're
2-year law degree against your little 6 months.
You're in violation of Wyandotte.
No, I'm not.
Being back here.
Ordinance is an infringement. I'm in a constitutionally protected activity, homie. Go on with your game. I'm the press.
You can't violate the rights with an ordinance.
Get out of here.
You're the press. You have a press ID?
I sure do, but I'm not showing your tyrant ass.
No?
And you ain't gonna put your hands on me either.
All right, sir.
Look up State versus Mobley. I'll defend myself. Yeah, Adam Denlinger. Say it right, you moron. It doesn't matter, you pignoramus. You can't ticket me.
How do you spell that, sir?
Pignoramus.
About 5 minutes later, the driver is released.
You all right, man? Nope. I'm sorry they did that to you, man. That was clearly unconstitutional what they did. Clearly. You want to say anything to the camera, or you want to leave it be? All right.
With the stop being over, Wolfie starts walking to his truck.
Come on over here for a minute.
Adam, don't leave. Adam, please. Adam Denlinger, come here. Adam Denlinger, come here. Adam Denlinger, come here. Come back here, sir.
Hey, calm down.
4 or 5 of them now.
I'm sucking.
All because they got his violent. All because he filmed their violating of that man's right, and then wanting to just throw him in the jail for nothing on camera. Oh, now they're gonna go bother him.
Taking that.
This is for you, sir.
I'm not taking that.
Okay, you're not?
I ain't taking that. I didn't obstruct nobody. Look at you, shaking like Don Knotts.
You're not obstructing anything?
No, I ain't obstructing nothing.
No, I'm trying to give you your citation.
For what?
For alley use regulated and disruptive behavior.
Looking it up. Constitutionally protected activity. You cannot use a constitutionally protected activity and turn it into a crime.
Adam, we're just gonna leave it.
I don't give a what you do. I'm going to show up and make.
Stupid ticket. The cop literally took the ticket and ripped it up. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, y'all, give me your name and badge number. Give me your name and badge
You
number.
have to now. You just made up a crime to get him when he caught you violating somebody's rights on camera. It was on camera that the dog was not fit for the job. It attacked 2 officers and kept trying to attack the driver because they're trained and all they know is when they see, oh, I'm going up to another driver, they got a guy stop. He's got to be bad. Attack him, attack him, attack him. They don't know that he's bad. They're told that they're bad because why would you be in that situation, right? If you're not bad, according to these dogs, right? And then what they're trained. Come on. And once they legalize marijuana or decriminalize it, they said in multiple states they're just going to murder their drug dogs. They're not even going to give them to somewhere to be, because that's all they know is to kill people and go eat them and go after them. And these officers, for every little thing, had nothing. Made him get out the car.
Your little 6 months.
You're in violation of Wyandotte.
No, I'm not.
Being back here.
Ordinance is an infringement. Look at you, shaking like Don Knotts.
You're not obstructing anything?
No, I ain't obstructing nothing.
No, I'm trying to give you your citation.
For what?
For alley use regulated and disruptive behavior.
Alley use, they made that up. It's just stuff they make up and they tell it to you like it's the law, folks. When are you going to realize that's not in the Constitution? Alley use regulation. See, and even if it was like, oh yeah, this thing about extra law, no, they can't. You're violating that right supersedes. I'm filming a crime. Fuck alley use. That's like commerce or or like I'm in suspicious private No, you're the one being You stopped him and bothered him, and you knew he had nothing from the entire time you've seen him before you turn your lights on. 90% of the time, there's nothing.
Looking it up. Constitutionally protected activity. You cannot use a constitutionally protected activity.
So the other guy's like, oh, fuck, it's one of them deals again. We're not doing this. He goes and just rips the ticket right out of his hand and said, dude, this is stupid. This is how we win lawsuits. It's pretty much the attitude. It's like, whatever, he'll sue us.
Turn it into a crime. I don't give a what you do. I'm going to show up and make all y'all. Give me your name and badge number.
Oh, he done been sued before or something. He ran for the radio listeners with it up in the air, like, all right, fuck it.
Give me your name and badge number.
He's probably going to try to mail it, though, to be honest with you. But no, he might just...
Hey, give me your name and badge number. Yeah, that's right. See, the judge is going to see this, you pigs. You guys are pieces of... Oh, no, I'm not going to do nothing. It's all constitutionally protected. I'm not worried about it. Hey, calm down.
Look like a gang of kids walking away. That's freaking crazy. That's what the comments say. Some little cops, little man syndrome.
Obstructing.
I'm obstructed, and I'm taking that.
This is for you.
I need to go home.
The court calls case 4608, the state of Texas versus Wendell J. Freeman. Is that your correct name?
I object. It sounds like the court is trying to subject me to your jurisdiction. Is this a court of record?
Yes.
Okay, for the record, I reserve all my rights at all times and I waive none ever. I'm here by special appearance only as the authorized representative in this tax court.
In what?
In this tax court.
This is not a tax court.
I moved the court to take judicial notice of 28 U.S.C. 3002 subsection 2 court. Court means any court delegated by Congress excluding the tax court. This is a tax court in fact.
Because Congress didn't delegate these fucking administrative law judge, color of law, bank, court, fucking, they're not courts, administrative office, whatever.
And what leads you to believe that it's a tax court?
Is it not? Do you have a delegation order from Congress?
This is a state court. This is not a federal court.
This is a tax court. Do you have a delegation order from Congress? Simple question.
This court was established by the Constitution of Texas.
They never can answer the question. Do you have a delegation order from Congress? Are you real judges? We haven't had judges since the Civil War, 1793 or whatever, because, or 1893, whatever it is, because that's when it ended. It wasn't taxes in the harbor and the Civil War. It wasn't the North versus the South, different opinions on slavery. It was freedoms for all or freedoms for none. What side you were on? Because you think we're nuts, but these people, their only job is to verify what we're doing and saying is wrong in law. It's right there in all the law books. He provided the code and said, hey, you guys have to have a delegation. None of your state court, whatever they say they are, state's a fiction, state court, your district courts, your federal district courts, your municipal courts. There's no real court. Supreme Court's the only thing that's left, but it's incorporated to the fiction.
Do you have a delegation order from Congress? Yes or no? Otherwise, this is clearly a tax court, according to 28 U.S.C. 3002 subsection 2.
I didn't even think of that, bro. That's how I should have moved. Like, hey, look, I'm being forced to consent in a tax court, and I ain't violating no tax code.
Charged with possession of marijuana less than 2 ounces.
Deflection. Back to what you're being charged with. I'm going to scare you a little bit. Marijuana. Remember that. It ain't that bad. You didn't rape or murder nobody. It's not a felony, but it's marijuana. That's just 2 ounces. Just give us the money. Don't do this. You don't want to do this, boys. What they told me. Let me give you some advice as a private attorney, one judge said, for the Cherokee Nation. You know what I'm saying? In dishonor and violates your own.
Have a right to have an attorney present with you. Do you have an attorney?
There we go. Jurisdiction through an attorney. We'll get him real quick. Or we'll get a standby counsel.
It sounds like you're practicing law from the bench. According to 18 U.S.C. 455 and 5-4, you're
I don't
not
know if technically that's practicing law, but yeah, it is kind of the language they use, like the language he was using when he said, "Let me give you some advice as a private attorney." That's the words he used, Cherokee Nation, right? It's supposed to be different. He said, "We're sovereign. We're different. We don't do the U.S." No, your book says in the federal Indian country regulations, the CNA, CHNAs or whatever, and the Cherokee Nation rules of the court say that you can charge me with a Cherokee Nation statute because I'm consenting to be a resident or a citizen of the Cherokee Nation, state, and United States codes and regulations. Again, all that being established as a federal employee. And now, until you prove that I'm a federal employee and there's some wage there coming off of it, these codes don't apply to me. And again, especially if I'm not on the clock, it doesn't apply to me. I'm allowed to have a private life, right? But I know we're not
allowed to
federal
practice
employees. It's
law
still
from the
true.
bench. Is that what you're attempting to do?
Sir, do you have an attorney, or would you like?
Would you like an attorney? That's what a lawyer would say. Would you like one? Or one of the lawyer's clerks? Would you like an attorney? We get them on the phone. And then the judge does the same thing and it's not practicing. Why was it dismissed as important? Extreme prejudice. The judge cannot practice law from the bench. Okay, Cherokee Nation judge kept same lawyer, get one, or stand by, count, rhetoric. I told him I already filed fire any standby or reject counsel. And he said, "You don't want to do this, son. Let me give you some legal advice as a private." Like, word for word, I said, "This exactly unheard of, said like that, and meet description of admission to doing such crime." So what now? Months later, towing sold car and they still moved it to next month, trying to get me to consent, but no contempt or convict. So yeah, interesting. Tax court, according to, we'll save that and pull that code up there. But yeah, if you don't have a delegation according to USC, United States Code, delegation to Congress, you're a tax court.
Like the court to appoint an attorney for you.
I move the court to dismiss this case for failure to state a claim upon which relief may be granted. According to case law, Bell Atlantic Corporation versus Tombly and Ashcroft versus Iqbal. Wherefore, I respectfully request dismissal of these proceedings with prejudice and entry of judgment in favor of the defendant. So after I did that Zoom hearing with the so-called judge, the county attorney actually sent a motion to dismiss the case. The judge signed the order making it official. My mind was blown. So peace and love to Don Kalam. Shout out to you, man. I like what you're doing. My family loves what you're doing, and keep going.
That's the Don Kalam. That's he's still getting results. And that's the number, bro. Yeah, we put it on. I didn't know what the fuck going on. That's that nigga Don, bro. I might have to call him. I have a new phone coming in, bro. I had some other dudes that's getting the results too, like some big guys that you probably learn off of. And then my phone fucking flew off the bike and all this shit. And then the one I ordered didn't come in yet. So hit me up, bro. Like for real. I'm gonna try that shit. Tax court. Tax court. I didn't even think of that. I'm gonna go back in. Hey, look. Let's clarify my position on what's going on here. Clarify the facts of the machine. far, I've looked through all the rules and regulations. I've even kind of brought it up a time or two in some of the paperwork. You guys saying that you're your own thing going on. The paperwork says you're not. You're underneath the Bar Association and underneath the corporations like the BIA in the United States of America. All that, and still no delegation from Congress. So what is that under the United States Code that governs all courts, including in Indian country, in America, federal rules of Indian country? Well, that means this is a consensual proceeding, private tax court setting, and I have not violated tax code, any of the tax rules, voluntary taxes anyways. I'm not being charged with tax evasion or anything of the sorts. Why the hell am I not? Where the hell are the real courts? I motion to dismiss third claim which will lead to be granted. That you guys skipped over and said, let me give you some advice as a private attorney and admitted to practicing law from the bench. And yet I'm still here later after my car's gone, even though I get all the stuff, including what do you call it? Including all like the there's the other paperwork too that they prefer over the repelvins. I guess the repelvins ain't it no more. And then there's other things that I filed stuff down there to object to the Title 42s, and they already were not doing nothing because they done sold it. I'm like a month late or whatever. So all that, I sent it into the federal judge saying, look, this is what's going on. I'm not contending. Look, people are still beating this motherfucking shit till this day. And then you got other places railroading, trying to get your money. They're robbing you, folks. So if you want to go and pay that fine tomorrow for failure for weed, bro, he had a little dime bag or some shit, bro. He had some grams. It was under an ounce. So, I mean, come on, dog. Because it's a commercial crime. I can look it up. Marijuana is a commercial crime. But now I got to look up this code. Best one ever. I completely forgot they all tax courts under this code. No delegations from Congress will file this immediately with and federal suit. Fuck. Oh well. Let's rewind, folks. If it'll play again. And mute up so it ain't doubling.
State of Texas versus Wendell J. Freeman. Is that your correct name?
And I done everything else. I forgot the tax court route. I even sent the thing in that works. The other thing that works is, hey, the state of Texas, you sir, you're Judge So. You're the one ordering shit around. The prosecutor's the one trying to make money and charge me. The state of Oklahoma is not a real person, so that's the defendant. That's who's suing me. This is no, it's a suit. All right then, since that's the person, the injured party, right? The state of Oklahoma. Great. I call the state of Oklahoma to be on the stand with photo ID with a picture to match the person, so I can point them out across the room and validate without a doubt that this person at the state of Oklahoma is a living man who was injured directly by me in the living capacity out here on this earth somewhere, and not a fabricated, fictional, non-existent injury based on emotions or anything else, but not a physical injury or obstruction to be found. We don't do constitutional law, whatever that one judge said. But yeah, go ahead, put Cherokee Nation up on the stand. Who is that? I'm not familiar with the person. I didn't come across anybody named Cherokee Nation, all capital letters. I'm the only one suing the Cherokee Nation. In the wrong court, probably.
Name?
I object. It sounds like the court is trying to subject me to your jurisdiction. Is this a court of record?
Yes.
Okay, for the record.
back to my shit. I already filed a bunch of crap. He admitted to finally they kind of looked at it. They didn't read it. And then he goes, "We're not a court of record. We don't accept paperwork." Like, well, then you're not a court of law, sir. And then boom, they end up putting it all on the record because they lied. And they have a court reporter. They moved me somewhere else. It's like, well, if this ain't a court of record, then what am I doing here? But you notice how he went, yeah, technically we have to be, but there ain't no reporter here. This video's the record. Ain't nobody typing that shit, and she skims through. So everything, you don't get all of it. Cameras took over. You don't need, she's doing that fucking reporter language or whatever. She like types what she can hear and tries to keep up with everybody going real fast, but really can't type. Some people can keep up and type all that. I could probably do it. I had to do that in like 5th grade at South Solid Troops. Just deja vu that class. But anyway, yeah. But anyway, that's crazy. All you gotta do is prove us wrong. You guys are the one acting color of law under the de facto officer doctrine and all these other Chevron, which is gone and still doing business as usual, even though we've gotten all this stuff ruled to be unconstitutional. And February 25th, 2025, that they ruled administrative law judges like what you're seeing right there are unconstitutional and no longer protected from being removed or from removal, and that they ordered all the government to stop participating in bar association activities.
Could I reserve all
And then the list goes on. Sorry, folks.
my rights at all times and I waive none ever. I'm here by special appearance only as the authorized representative in this tax court.
In what?
In this tax.
And nigga. So we got the top judges being cooked by Senator Kennedy, who's starting to wake up to this stuff, and then kind of got ordered to shut up about it. But they didn't even know what the amendments to the Bill of Rights or the Civil Rights Act. In my 20 years of being a top federal judge, my 10 years state, and my 5 years as a legal intern, sucking dick at a firm somewhere that's Illuminati. Let's see, whatever. And these people didn't know nothing. And now you got people saying you can graduate, get a bar card, and not know the First Amendment. And so you notice he's like, what? Tax off guard, like nigga. This is what it is. And you notice how he's not trying to go, I'm not playing this game. You get these judges that go, I'm gonna be all a hard ass about it. I can't prove you wrong. I'm not, so I'm gonna bully you and threaten you. Oh, you're not gonna do that to me, nigga. You're trying to throw me in jail and take all my money for financial gain. You're doing that to me. I can't defend. I have a right to defend myself. All you got's an attitude and not some answers to this bullshit. It is what it is. Everyone does it. Well, no shit, because you threatened us all this time. Well, we're done. It's not lawful. It's wrong. The booking process is not lawful. Fingerprints and all that shit. For what? Did I murder somebody? Were you going to use those? Well, we have to have it. It's surveillance state, folks. It's not public safety. It's not the caregiving doctrine. It's not
Court.
This is not a tax court.
I move the court to take judicial notice of 28 U.S.C. 3002 subsection 2 court. Court means
Notice too how they don't rebut that. You never heard that, just boom, dismissed. One of the county attorneys dismissed. That just like I wish I could find that clip. You have the famous show I talk about, Bull, that clip where he beat a top LA prosecutor. They wouldn't tell what happened and how he and why, but of course, letting you know this stuff is real. But you had that one that was like a black judge, a young one years ago. She's getting mad that he's doing this thing. But I'm not consent. I don't have to do this. You're waiving my rights. Whatever. And then recess, come back, and then the attorney, they're about to like fuck back there. Just kind of pushes her up against the wall, like they're about to make some weird shit like that. It was like, yeah, you gonna tell me that people just don't want to do it? It's the game, and they don't have to play if they don't want to. But the thing is, everybody just does, and that's what keeps us going, or some shit like that. They've been throwing it out in Hollywood, folks. This isn't the law. Okay, tax, tax court. You can type that in there and get a definition. The tax court. There's different ones. See, administrative rules. Administrative rules or administrative codes. It's always what these are underneath. Even all your other stuff, your wildlife regulations, all of it. Administrative code. Except the United States Tax Court. So let's verify that. Person who wishes to challenge tax decision by the IRS can either go to the United States Tax Court or the United States District Court. Court of Federal Claims. Unlike the other courts, taxpayer will not be required to pay tax determined by the IRS for citizen tax. Taxpayer will choose tax court over others because they want expertise from judges of the court possess on the issue. Delegate, okay. So are courts without delegations from Congress, tax courts. It says no, but even though clearly we've seen it in law. Taxpayers and the IRS, what? I don't know. Might have got lucky.
Hey, remember when I got on the internet and I told you that Donald Trump wears a diaper and he shits himself all day, every day? And then I told you why he wears a diaper and he shits himself all day, every day? And it's because Sasha Riley, in defense, was, who Donald Trump was abusing, kicked a tent pole up his anus. Yeah, a lot of people were asking me for receipts and sources and all of that. And I'm just gonna show you instead of,
So that's what it is. He's holding on to this deal because he got impaled. He didn't
being like cryptic in the way that I say things, so that TikTok will allow it to go through. So I'm just going to show you. So this is a Facebook post from Sasha themselves, who was the victim in the situation. They said girls
came in and win at the brothel. Holy shit. Let's mute up, folks.
came and went at the brothel, but for a little while there were four of us. It was Sammy, the little blonde-haired girl, I think her name was Sarah, and the little freckled-faced girl whose name I can't remember. The little blonde-haired girl was shot in the head at the brothel. Sammy died at the duplex we stayed at in Enterprise, Alabama, and the freckle-faced girl was shot in the head at the farm. After they shot her, they told me they'd do the same to me if I didn't do everything the next guy wanted. Then Mr. Trump walked in. I figured they were going to kill me anyway, so I looked for an opportunity to kill him or do damage. He had me do things that I probably can't put on Facebook, but he eventually rolled over expecting stuff from me. Instead, I put the protection on a wooden tent stake that was laying on the floor, inserted it into him, and kicked it as hard as I could. He let out a scream like a banshee and had to be airlifted out. Not only is Donald Trump named in my medical records, he had to get treatment for himself. This can be verified. Now, we know that Sasha was involved in this Epstein trafficking ring because they had come out and said a few different things that, when the Epstein files were recently released, proved that they were there and proved that they were talking.
All right, hang on. It wouldn't let me come over here and unmute. I'm not trying to be that guy, but that's not just a hard part.
About things that they've witnessed. So I believe Sasha Riley. I have believed Sasha Riley since they first came forward. You can watch their interview. It's on a Substack. You can watch their interview. Just Google it. And it is heartbreaking. There's a lot that they went through. But I don't know why we're not believing victims. Everyone's asking me for a source, which is valid, but I don't know why we're not believing victims. So, have a good day.
And then the father that named it, the father that trafficked her to him, named in the files. I don't know. That's weird. Oh, Facebook.
I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel like somebody's watching me. Tell me, is it just a dream? When I come home, it's not. Twilight zoning. I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I always feel.
They brag about it being an uncertain for your lives.
Tell me, is it just a dream?
You haven't stopped this. But it's actually Israeli surveillance tech watching us all. AI tracking and mapping the world.
Twilight zone. I always feel like somebody's watching me, and I have no privacy. Oh, I
In the 1960s, the U.S. Army had a plan to bore a tunnel into the wall, but they didn't have a boring machine that could handle the super cold temperatures, so they had a whole testing project in Greenland where they developed ice tunnels and invented new boring machines that could operate in super cold temperatures. So this was back when they were going into forming NASA and all the other things that were kind of strange, the Antarctic Treaty, around that time, pretty close to it. And he says, like they did this whole big thing in Greenland for just practice. So it was like they were practicing to bore into the sky ice. And once they had the new boring machine figured out, they brought it to the wall in Antarctica. He said that the machine bored a tunnel like 5 or 10 miles into the wall, but that they never broke through the other side of the wall, and that they still don't know how thick the wall is even to this day. First, the floor of the tunnel was solid rock, but after a mile or two in, the floor was sky ice, like it was sky ice underneath after a certain point. And apparently the wall slowly builds itself back up after you cut it, because after a year or so, the tunnel had shrunk smaller all by itself, like a self-healing wound. It starts closing up. They had to leave the boring machine inside the wall because the tunnel shrunk too small to get it back out. And after a few decades, the tunnel was completely gone. like the part of the wall was solid again. He said that now the scientists were trying to use technology to figure out how thick the wall is. He said something about putting earthquake sensors all along the wall, and that somehow you could measure the signal from an earthquake to see how thick the wall is. But I didn't think it was a big deal at the time. But then a few weeks ago, I saw a map of the wall in Antarctica, except the map was all flat and crazy looking, and it showed the wall going all the way up over the whole Earth. In the 1960s, the U.S.
What happened?
In the 1960s, the U.S. Army had a plan to...
What happened? After dark? After Katrina? You cannot be caught outside. If you were caught outside after Katrina, outside after dark.
All right, y'all, this is going to blow your mind. Take a listen to this lady talk about what took place after Hurricane Katrina. She claims that people were literally hunted in the streets. After the hurricane was over with,
this recent hurricane, they admitted it was a weather weapon. They were Red Cross, of course, and others were killing
you
over
couldn't get
800
caught
soldiers.
at
They're
night
doing that
walking
there,
in the
bombing, shooting, kidnapping, and destroying people, and
streets
even in and out of
because there
homeless
was
shelters.
parties of men
But they create these events with
going
weather
around
weapons to come
hunting
down us, folks.
people. Take a listen. Let me know what you think.
It didn't matter what color you was or who you was. You were captured if you were seen. You were captured. You were then probably tortured, or what they said, toyed with, unalived, and disposed of. After Katrina, they sent thousands of people all over the United States. I was currently in Denver, Colorado. I met a man. He told me all kind of stories about Katrina. And then he broke down and he confessed it to being the word purge. He used the word purge. This, as we know it, would be the first purge of this century. This man and his crew, amongst other crews, by the way, if you were caught after dark, they captured you, did what they did to you, and disposed of you. They were in pickup trucks. They were in vans. The reason why this man confessed it is because he said he stopped purging because him and his crew came across a female and her 9-year-old son. They captured them, took them to their place of business, tortured them, and disposed of them. So my first question to him was, is there a way you can make an anonymous call to authorities so they can get a proper burial? He goes, no. You don't understand. When you dispose of someone here in Louisiana, there's nothing left. And those of you that are from Louisiana know exactly what I mean. I can't say here on TikTok. He also claimed that there were law enforcement also involved in these crews, in these purges. What bothers me today,
Damn right there was law enforcement involved, of course.
and you're asking, why are you speaking up now? It's been like 20-something years. I've held this in for that long. What happened?
The
After
banks.
dark?
Look at the banks. We're playing that in Canada.
After Katrina?
They were in on it.
You cannot be caught outside. If you were caught outside after Katrina, outside after dark.
All right, y'all, this is going to blow your mind. Take a listen to this lady talk about what took place after Hurricane Katrina. She claims that people
When building anything, it's important to start at the bottom and work your way up. And this goes for conspiracies as well. You can't just throw a motherfucker right in at the fucking 90th floor and say, hey, guess what? There's a group of corrupt, greedy, immoral motherfuckers that want to take over the world, and they drink the blood of children. You can't start there. It's just not going to get you anywhere. You got to ease into that shit. You start when building.
Highway, making money the flyway, but it's got to be a better way, yeah. I'm a baller, I'm a 20-inch crawler, blaze on Impala, diamond rock waller, R10 howler, never leader, not a baller. Break these boys off, I'm a 20-inch crawler, bust a left or right, I'm out of sight, I'm throw. Highway, making money the flyway, but it's got to be a better way, yeah. I'm a
What do you mean your cat woke you up? Let's take a look.
I can see the bottom of my food dish, bitch!
What? Are you?
What do you mean your cat woke you up? Let's take a look.
Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu both agreed that such an agreement would not have passed if not for the involvement of Jared Kushner. Kushner, who holds no official position in Trump's first term, it was Jared Kushner who came out of nowhere and started to broker Middle East peace deals. It was Kushner who developed the Abraham Accords deal. It was Kushner who helped to set up the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem exactly 70 years on its anniversary. It was Kushner who just recently, even though he holds no official White House position, instituted a major Israel deal between nations this term. And it was Kushner who advised this administration on what could happen if Gaza was vacated and then rebuilt. And now we see he is making plans to turn Gaza into an AI-driven smart city with his Project Sunrise plan.
Now that the war is over, if you want to integrate Israel with the broader Middle East, you have to help the Palestinian people thrive and do better. We're just getting started.
Things just work out when he is involved, which is why he is now back into the picture.
Can I reveal, Jared, how long we've known you? Well, he was never small. He was always big. He was always tall. But
Jared Kushner? Well, let's just say he is someone to keep your eyes on. It was also Kushner who made history with one of the largest real estate purchases when he acquired the 666 building as his company's office. And of course, what a coincidence there, 666, right? Of course, that would just have to be one of the largest purchases in the United States, the 666 building by Jared Kushner. And then you have people making the point that his name translates into 666 with Hebrew gematria. And then, some say, well, even his height is 6'3", 6'3". So you have all of these coincidences with the number 666. You have all of these negotiations with Israel. So you already know people are going to say that this is sounding like something out of a Left Behind end times movie. Some even jokingly say that he reminds them of the kid from The Omen, all grown up. And so, the internet is going crazy, and that's why there is video after video being made about him. In fact, if you even go to his personal Instagram page, well, look at these comments. And these comments, they don't hold back. They are just calling him this. And you know, most people would turn off the comments at this point, but it's almost like Kushner is just bold with it. He doesn't care. The amount that he purchased the 666 building for was 1.8 billion, 600 million times 3. Kushner, many have mentioned that his name in the Hebrew refers to descend or descent. Many have also noted that scholars sometimes connect that to the fallen angels when they descend to the earth, which is interesting. Also, few have noted that the name Jared appears in the Bible in 3 separate books. And in each book, he's referred to as being the 6th generation. And so that's interesting that, you know, many have pointed that out. People are saying, well, they're connecting him with this whole 6th thing again, right? You know, in Genesis 5, he's shown to be the 6th, and then in the Chronicles, the 6th, and Luke, the 6th from Adam. So they're saying that's some type of an interesting pattern. The generation of Jared is when the Watchers or the fallen angels came to the earth, right? And that seems to be the truth. You know, we see that right after Jared's generation, that's when there's this story of the angelic beings coming down and interfering with humanity and creating the Nephilim giants, right? And that was during the Jared generation. Even the book of Enoch, right? Even it says that it was in the days of Jared that these watchers, these fallen angels, descended to the earth.
Strength of the United States and Israel's friendship taking a new step forward as Prime Minister Netanyahu
Oh, I didn't know that. It's really. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Suspect in Michigan synagogue attack has died, sources say 46 minutes ago. That's all it says. Let's see what it says here on the article. It said more details. Okay, so it said at 6 p.m. they're gonna have more. I guess it's already 4 o'clock. Crap, I didn't even realize. I've been going for 2 hours. Huh? I got 4:04 on mine. It was 2 when I started streaming. And check this out, clock. 3:04, 4:04. Okay, this something's wrong here. Okay. Well, I got 4:05 here. I'm sorry. I don't know why that's ahead. You sure that clock's not behind on your end? Springing forward. We're springing forward. Mm-hmm. So why is this one ahead of that one if that one's correct and spring forward? Well, I didn't do nothing to this. Okay, just checking. 4:05. Let me see. $3:05. I don't know. So I never get time to do nothing. I gotta do this all day. God. Damn. This freaking program's doing it again, giving me a black screen. Is it dirty? No, it just fell off there. It's trash bag. What is it in the floor? It's a trash bag. Most people put them somewhere in the floor, on the lowest shelf, under the sink. Who cares? There ain't none of that in here anymore. I don't want to install and pay, do all, and dig a drain, and have to run it somewhere and install water. I'm not doing it. You just griped about not wanting to do it out there, and then you come in here and go, well, yeah, I want to do it. No, you want to gripe about it all the time after it's done and about how it's not getting taken care of, paid for, how much it costs to put it in. Digging the trench took forever. I'm not doing it. I'll wheel my RV down here and shit in that if I have to. It works. I want to do this all day. Shit.
Si construyes una
I don't do this all day. I don't make money. I don't take it serious. If I go and, you know what I mean? Let me get my money right first. Look, everybody's wanting to, you gotta do all. Are you going to pay for it? No, I don't got money and no one else does either because the economy and everything's fucked. And why are you still like, we gotta go? You're 26, you gotta go. I can't. 28 now, actually. And I can't. There's nothing. Fucked. Oh, the economy's good for me. You keep saying that, bro. People that still have a decent, somewhat job and make more than the rest. Oh, it's good for me right now. So you can pay for 7 people and all their friends by yourself. Last I checked, your whole family has to work. It's
Cama elevada que no retiene agua que obligas a regar todos los días.
for real.
On the topic of court, I saw this excellent video and I wanted to break it down for you guys because this interaction was really something to look at.
Case 4608, the state of Texas.
There it is again, viral clip.
Versus Wendell J. Freeman. Is that your correct name?
I object. It sounds like the court is trying to subject me to your jurisdiction. Is this a court of record?
Yes.
Okay, for the record, I reserve all my rights at all times and I waive none ever. I'm here by special appearance only as the authorized representative in this tax court.
So right off the bat, as usual, the first thing they ask, are you this name? They ask him for his name and he immediately responds, actually, I believe you're trying to get me under your jurisdiction. Giving your name is a form of contracting. If you looked at the video I posted right before this, you'll understand why the first court that you contract with and give jurisdiction of the subject matter can take hold of that for the entire time of the case. They must exhaust their remedy is what it says. So if you contract with a court that is a tax court by definition, then that is on you because you have gone into the wrong venue. But he immediately counters their
How was that on me? If I just went along with their charade and found out later, oh shit, but you went in the wrong venue. How's the wrong venue not on him? Because he is the wrong venue. You like this better? Because I don't know. I feel like I could fit it in there and it's a little bigger. It doesn't block the comments over here, so I don't know. But it's also weird. Usually it's in the middle and all the other shit like me and my shit's on the outer edge. But who cares? We might do it like this for a minute while we're on the Facebook only. Might just be the Facebook layout here. But yeah, there we are again. No legal advice. So there's the federal court. Again, Cherokee Nation. I'm sure if y'all, there's cameras, so it's probably there, but I'm sure after this long, it's been deleted. But, and of course, not having a phone at the time, I wanted to live stream and film and do all that. Well, I don't know. I think I had something. I think I was recording, but I wanted to. No service hooked up and all that. I was switching over and getting a card for it, and then the court date showed up before I could get it. Well, I think I recorded it, but you know who you are. You called me crazy. You couldn't prove me wrong. Again, just like all you judges can't provide counter evidence. Shut me down. And you told me, let me give you some, after like trying to go counsel and all this, standby counsel, I really wish you would. Let me give you some, you don't want to do this, son. You gave me the foghorn leghorn. You don't want to do this, son. Let me give you some advice as a private attorney. Kind of like you was like, almost felt like, let me tell you, son. Hand around the, you ain't gonna get nowhere, son. Being like that, son. See, we want a tight ship here, son. We do what we want, son. See, look over the horizon, son. We own all that, son, and that's just what it is, son. Ain't no way you're gonna upset what we've been doing. I'm 30 years of experience. I'm 40 years, 50 years. And like kind of, and then I almost felt like I was gonna turn into a Roscoe Pico. 60 years of me doing this here right here, people thinking that I'm a real judge. You think I'm just going to give that up to some dude that barely passed community college or that dropped out of community college? And the guy on Bull on the episode, the BPLA prosecutor. You gonna tell me? Well, yeah, but if it's verified that you guys are usurping all our rights under the color of law for generating revenue, making up all these infractions every 2 years, 800 plus, then yeah, then what I'm doing is fucking validated. You guys are cooking. You're crooks. You're cooked. You're fucked. What's going on here? Why am I being treated like I'm in the wrong when I'm not? You've converted our liberties into a crime. With all these things like you can't film, dash cams are illegal, tent is illegal, the right to privacy is not a thing anymore. You have to answer questions. Okay, let me flip my light one. It's an investigation now. The Fifth Amendment's gone. The First Amendment's gone. The Second Amendment's gone and has limits. Let's see, what else? We're being actively arrested in every state, charged, punished, crime, and our property stolen and sold for enforcing and just doing what we were told our entire lives was the very basic rights we had in this country. Our school told us, my school told, oh yeah, you got the right to do all this stuff. My dad, my grandparents, the people you look up to, the people that give you this advice, the professionals, all just to be arrested for all of it multiple times and to be punished and beaten and threatened with weapons. So what we're doing is needed. And those of you on the fence, you bootlickers that thought you were protecting our freedom, killing other people that didn't do anything to us, starting wars was protecting America's freedom and democracy. Then but yet you guys thought you were standing up, but won't stand up now against the domestic, foreign and domestic. Well, it's been domestic the entire time. Where are you guys at now? Oh well, but I'm scared. War's tough. I'm fucked. I'm PTSD. Oh yeah. So you went and bombed Palestinian kids and African, Nigeria, Iraq, Syria, whoever God knows else, Haiti, all this stuff. Kidnapped them, moved them for the Epstein people. The least we're asking you to do is kind of like to give back to the people you fucked. Since you don't want to admit you kind of fucked us by doing nothing and joining the very people. Anyway, help us by doing this, standing up, and whatever. Class actions at this point. Let's see what's going on. That's what one guy said. That old bald guy in the van.
Their trap of trying to get him into their jurisdiction
We gotta do this with the big glasses.
by admitting that he is that person and instead declares he's the authorized representative in the tax matter. What happens next is going to be interesting as well.
Because they're all know that we're doing it stalling.
In what?
In this tax court.
This is not a.
You'll understand why the first court that you contract with and give jurisdiction of the subject matter can take hold of that for the entire time of the case. They must exhaust their remedy is what it says. So if you contract with a court that is a tax court by definition, then that is on you because you have gone into the wrong venue. But he immediately counters their trap of trying to get him into their jurisdiction by admitting that he is that person and instead declares he's the authorized representative in the tax matter. What happens next is going to be interesting as well.
In what?
In this tax court.
This is not a tax court.
In what?
I move the court to take judicial notice of 28 U.S.
Okay.
3002 subsection 2 court means any court delegated by Congress excluding the tax court. 2 court. I move the court to take judicial
in what?
In this tax court.
This is not a tax court.
I move the court to take judicial notice of 28 U.S.C. 3002 subsection 2 court. Court means any court delegated by Congress excluding the tax court.
It's not a tax court, but it's still on the books. I'm not sure if it's repealed in a lot of states. My state, Oklahoma, still they could get you for a tax stamp violation. What else has tax stamp? Legal cigarettes, folks. If this is not a commercial court and charging you for commercial violations because you're doing commerce on the road selling marijuana allegedly, or they're claiming without authorization through the Chamber of Commerce, Department of Commerce, whatever it is that regulates commerce, but specifically Congress and all these administrators, they're able to commerce. That's why they're getting everybody for commercial fishing and things like that. I almost want to think, write a letter to Drummond at this point to be like, hey, look, that's cool that you're going to do it on tribal land, but you need to do it everywhere and dismiss any no license charge whatsoever. If you can't verify and validate that this guy's profiting off of what he's reeling in or profiting off of his travel upon the roadway. That's cool that you're looking at it like Native American rights, but the law is very clear that this was established and has been beaten the 60s, the fucking 70s, the 90s, 2000s. They've beaten it, proving that they're enforcing commercial fishing regulations, wildlife regulations underneath the administrative and commercial codes in most states, assuming at the high level and brainwashing us and even the cops brainwashed, but assuming that we're all just putting on paper that they're all commercial fishers. They're doing commercial activity. They're doing things that are only allowed for business on the roadway. They're selling and no taxes, this, that, and the third. So it's a tax court getting you on commercial law violation and tax violations because they're not getting taxed. Again, marijuana is just charged, right? We brought it up earlier. Well, in Oklahoma, you always used to get a tax stamp violation because you have a large amount and there ain't no tax. It's illegal, right? It's a controlled substance. It's not supposed to be sold. So you telling me I can still get a tax stamp and get that charge dropped on an illegal controlled substance that's not even being sold at a pharmaceutical level? They moved it from 1 to 3 now, but like, come on, folks. It should have been like tomatoes. It grows like tomatoes, right? It should have been just like, are tomatoes regulated? Do you get pulled up? Well, we got to investigate your tomatoes. You got too many tomatoes? You can only have a certain amount of tomatoes a day. Tomatoes can kill you, right? I think if you eat too much or something, or one of them things we put on everything. It may not be tomatoes, but it like make you sick. I watch people make themselves sick eating fruit, like eating vegetables and things like that. Certain ones, the hybrid ones mainly. A lot of them good ones that are you can eat all day and not die from them, but like whatnot. But you get what I'm saying. So I have to go, but like that's what I'm saying. Pointless. They shouldn't even do it. Under an ounce revenue generation, automatic revenue generation. In a lot of places, and even whole countries, not just cities, counties, and states, decriminalize these small amounts, admitting in a lot of cases it was solely for revenue generation, getting anybody doing anything whatsoever wrong, when everybody, including these officers, are violating the same alleged code. There was supremacy there, and so there was rules for thee and not for me. So they dialed back on the small. All right, there's real stuff going on. We've been going after the innocent, accusing them of stuff they've not been doing, and just going at arresting people just because we feel like it, failure to signals, all this stuff that should have been slow it down, have a nice day. We turned into assault charges when it was actually us doing the assaulting. All this stuff. Like your normal behavior is wrong. No cop on the planet could say their normal behavior of how they interact in traffic stops. It's church behavior, it's community behavior. You don't act like that at City Hall, church. You don't act like that at the party at pastors. Hell, you don't act like that at the goddamn party. Fuck. Like an actual party with the booze and the fucking bitches. And yet, one gets fired, the rest of them still acting like that. Oh no, you're tripping, you're delusional. And they all People that don't see it, that didn't witness it, their dicks get hard when the cops do that. What? Fuck out of here. Uh, uh, Sorry, but that's bullshit. It is a tax court. Every which way. You're getting the whole court's a tax violation. Tax fraud. It's not us committing the fraud. You can't you can't not tell us what we're doing and what our rights are and put 800 legal things that they're not laws, but that we pass every 2 years. Notice when it's the next midterms now, like this one, January, they go, oh, 800 laws this year. Here's the 20 least important that we think is important here on Channel 6. Griffin Communications, I'm going to dish you probably every live now until you respond. If you're not locally owned, you're not acting it, you're acting like the same Zionist programming. You can do your own reporting. There's not a law against it. There is a law legalizing propaganda, though. But what law actually, if you're your own company on media, the FCC said we're cool here on the radio, right? As far as I know, they can't do nothing on the content. We just can't swear and cut, whatever. We got to censor things. Well, you already censor shit as it is on the other topics. We're tired of hearing everybody's, oh, a dog got ran over here in the town. A dog got ran over. Well, that was my neighborhood. And then the neighborhood didn't even know the dog got ran over. Oh, how the hell does the news know this lame ass shit? Now that's sad. I'm not dissing anybody that's lost a pet. I'm dissing the fact that fentanyl's on the rise, the corruption's real. We're out here having to do it ourselves because they won't do it. This My platform is what media should kind of be like. It should be like way harder than me, even though I'm extreme to a lot of people because we're all the truth, all because we're the tip. We're not trying to ease. We had all the time. I've been easing people in, trying to tickle them in, dip their toes in the water since middle school, and I'm almost 30 now. I'm 28. I got time for it. We're almost exterminating. All the bugs are gone. So you can that thing earlier. You gotta just dip their toe. You can't just nope. They're pedophiles. They brag about it. They murder and eat kids. And got us doing it now. We're all eating the same meat. So kind of like that's maybe why we was gonna murder them all. But now that we're fiending out for the goy slop, the human people meat like vampires. What happens when you don't eat it? When you see McDonald's and you're starving and you try to, you go, but just one more time. Just like a typical, ooh, vampire. Or when a big old juicy steak comes out there, what happens? Even if it is cow, that's nothing different. We're not supposed to eat other living things. That's why things fruit and they're still alive, and it's not the body, it's the fruit. That's why women know how to eat never mind. It's the fruit of the man. They didn't need to eat anything else. And then, oh, we're gonna eat the toes, the fucking ass, the fucking ears, all this fucking shit. No, you don't eat the body, you eat the fruit. Anyway, my point is, you don't eat the bark. Some people, I think, actually do on some things, make things with it. You don't eat the roots, except on some plants. You try to can cook them in things, make coffee, kava, or different drinks out of it. But no, you eat the fucking fruit, nigga. So why the fuck are we like? You know what I'm saying? You grow plants, you cut the fruit off and let it grow back more plants. But when it comes to humans, no, they were cutting food. David eating 30 something. We eat fucking meat. Have all this other shit. We still gotta have meat. We can't cut it off. And now that it's all been exterminated by our over consumption of it and them depopulating it at the same time, the combination along with replacing it with human meat. Again, your steaks, your ribs, all the gut meat, the arm meat. That's all your. Hang on, the website. and it's not real, I don't believe in that shit. We're not trying to get you to go murder pedophiles, although realizing that makes all this other stuff. I'll start now. What's the very least I can do? Damn, everything, all of it was real. When you see that they're bragging about it right now with this release and these fake depositions, depositions, depositions. Sorry, but Jesus. Oh fuck. But you get what I'm saying? We're asking you to do this. We're showing receipts, and still people like my dad. I don't want to see some fucking YouTube shit. I've been doing something for 40 years, and I'm just gonna sit here and assume that you're telling me what I did was wrong. You know you wasted 40 years and you're pissed, right? You won't get it back. You worked all day, right? And now you're sore and fuck. Whatever, man. And all you can think is, oh, they gotta suffer like me. This is bullshit. This is bullshit. We could all work together and just cut that shit off. I worked a little too. Fuck. But I'm not gonna do it till I'm 80. Yeah, y'all get to retire 60, 50. It was like the 40s, the 50s, 60s, the 70s now, 80s. And people aren't retiring. 80s. They've been there forever. Stop playing with me. The companies are all in on it. Fuck. And then, I got family that work these companies that destroy the planet. Oh, you mean to tell me I'm working on their equipment that we don't need. So I'm sorry, what heavy equipment plants that destroys trees and mows over the woods and then everybody lies and gaslights themselves that there's an overpopulation of wildlife did Jesus work for? Matter of fact, what verse in the Bible said to do that at all, let alone it's required or you don't get into heaven? Is that the works? It talks about those who do works, who do earthly works, not godly works, those who destroy the planet in good faith, or those who think that they are doing, what I'm saying? No, nigga. No, we rambling on. Look, this is really what it is. This is really the crux of the whole fucking thing and why we're here. This Bible verse on what I just said about like the older generation not wanting to wake up. What I just say, brain fart because I hit one. What did I just say? Most people don't want to look at it, so it's back to that. I see, look, a brain fart right after that because I let it ramble. I let the download come through, and then it went away. And I just had this weed CRS thing. This government weed shut me down, and I almost want to stop it, go the recording, and go back, but I can't. Oh, yeah. We can go right here. We got the rewind. My bad. I forget all about this motherfucking rewind right here. Let me mute up so it don't double. All right, show. We got back late. I've been tired. Been tired the last few days. Seeing this as I get back late. Um, almost want to stop it. Go. No, we rambling on. Look. This is really what it is. This is really 80. Yeah, y'all get to retire 60, 50. It was like the 40s, the 50s, 60s, the 70s now, 80s. And people aren't retiring. 80s. They've been there forever. Stop playing with me. The companies are all in on it. We got instant replay and everything if y'all want football coverage. I'd like to pull up eventually and get things set up. Do the small schools game of the week maybe. I don't think I have to set up for OSA. I got family that work these companies that destroy the planet. Oh, you mean I don't know how that works. You gotta get set up in advance. We're not ready. Tell me I'm working on their equipment that we don't need. So what heavy equipment plants that destroys trees and mows over the woods, and then everybody lies and gaslights themselves that there's an overpopulation of wildlife did Jesus work for? Matter of fact, what verse in the Bible said to do that at all, let alone it's required, or you don't get into heaven? Is that the works? It talks about those who do works, who do earthly works, not godly works. Those who destroy the planet. Buffering right where I said it. Hang on. For those who think that they are doing, you know what I'm saying? No, nigga. No, we rambling on. Look. This is really what it is. This is really the crux of the whole fucking thing and why we're here. This Bible verse on what I just said about like the older generation not wanting to wake up. So what heavy equipment plants that destroys trees and mows over the woods, and then everybody lies and gaslights themselves that there's an overpopulation. Here it is. There's other verses too we'll get into. The primary verse addressing those who believe their path is righteous, the right way, whatever. That this is what we have to do. This is what God meant by if you don't work, then you don't eat. If you don't work, then you don't eat. We gotta get rich. Nah, nigga. Ain't nothing about that shit. The Jews threw that in there. Primary verse who believe their path is righteous while it actually leads to destruction. And look, all the birds and bees are gone. We're slaves. There's a way that appears to be right, but in the end it leads to death. Working all day, killing yourself. Boom, you die. You get all this disease, and you just go to the doctor and it makes it worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It appears right. It sounds like that's where you would go to do it, but it ain't doing nothing. And you guys know it's not fucking doing nothing. But instead of being conspiracy theorists, kids or whatever, we're right. And that we were wrong, we were lied to all this time. You keep going back trying to justify it, praying that one day God make it work so he'll shut up. Instead of doing what he's clearly worked for him. He was supposed to be a vegetable. And here he is running a radio show interviewing celebrity. Anyway, whatever. I don't care. Let's see. Other key scriptures include Isaiah 5:20-21. Woe to those calling evil good. Hospitals. It's sorcery. Woe to all my family still calling that bullshit good. After COVID, especially. But I gotta, but this, that, and the but food grows for free. Keep making excuses for your slavery. Seeds are free. But Walmart sells. Yeah, well, you can go buy that bullshit at Walmart if you want to. Watch nothing grow. Real seeds are free. They're almost fucking gone. There ain't no fruits out in the woods right now, my nigga. Nobody's doing shit. Or nobody's doing shit to help it. What are those calling evil good? In Matthew 7:22-23. Those claiming to do works in Jesus' name but are rejected. Okay. F11. Chat GPT. This is fucking bullshit. 90% of Christians, and that 90% all thinks they're the 1% that's not doing it, and it's pissing me off. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. You're all doing what you're saying you're not doing every day of the week, twice on Sundays. And I'm raised on that, so it's kind of just normal and habitual. You know what I'm saying? Like, not that I'm any better, but that's the thing. I'm trying to do the different thing, and I can't. Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name? Which you read the book, you say the words, then you go home and sin. Keep reading the book. Where does it say that's required? It's not. That's literally what the Pharisees read the book, man. This is what we tell you. You don't get to know the secret knowledge. Nothing. Now we get to go into the temple, the fucking chrism. We get to raise the vibration. We get they're blocking the kingdom of heaven, the temple, whatever. Anyway, we're here now. We get to have that. But then y'all are scared of it, so it's whatever. So back in here, oh, I read books. I went to church. Oh man, I even ministeried. I gave them money. I tithed, all for nothing. You never made a change. We're still starving. We're still struggling. The churches are getting empty because their pockets are full and we're broke. It ain't about the money. So not. It's about the Pharisaic mind that they get to be up there, still living it, while we're down here fucking dying and struggling. But just go back and keep telling that guy, Amen. Yeah, Jesus. Oh, one day He might bless you like He's blessed me. Oh Lord, I get the biggest blessings because I'm the pastor. Damn, I don't deserve it. Oh Lord, I'm tired of this. Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied? Oh, we muted. Are we regulated? Why are you regulated? Have we not prophesied in Thy name? And in Thy name have we have cast out devils? Oh yeah, you see somebody, get out. Cool, but you're doing the same thing tomorrow. Great. In Thy name done many wonderful works. What? Potlucks, chili cook-offs. Oh, no, well, we fed the homeless that one time. We mow people's yards once a month. That's a little better. But again, earthly works, destroying the earth. Let the grass fucking grow, bitch. Let nature do what it do. It knows what to do. Grass been trying to grow for 100 years and it can't. Man is the problem. Look at every forest you go and hike through, and you see the sign to tell you about it. Pine trees left because of man. Destroyed by man. This is what's left. That's not the works. We should all be at this point tripping on shrooms out in nature in a communion setting, not in a fucking backrooms vibe building, an old grocery store, a, a fake fucking mock in any building. It should have been those Rife temples, boom, with all the frequencies in the old church. Yeah. Other than that, you should be out in nature, touching that fucking ground, getting that prana, getting in tune, folks. Communion's not mimic with grape juice and a fucking styrofoam wafer, folks, poisoned by the Pharisees. It's straight up the fruit of the earth, the fruit of the heaven that falls on the earth. What is that fruit? It happens to be the fruit of an organism called mycelium. I don't care. Famous part of Sermon on the Mount, which is Christ warns about false righteousness and deception. But anyway, and I will profess unto them, I never knew you, depart from me. When you try to tell them that you're doing that right there that you're afraid of, all they do is just go back inside, hide themselves. They start cussing you out, the demon comes out, and then they go hide back inside and start reading the book. Oh, if I read more, then it just scratches everything out. Just gotta keep reading. Holy crap, he might be right. Let me read harder. Let me take off work to read. Keep reading. Nothing changes. You're still afraid to actually let the Spirit in. It says to be with the Lord, you have to depart from the flesh. And atonement and all that, you don't believe in it either, Christians. Oh, it's to come one with the Lord. So what's this about a golden road, a house on the outskirts of heaven, and a new body? When you just said that to be with the Lord is to depart from the flesh. Nothing about a new body, right? I don't know. So depart from flesh to be with Lord, yada yada. I'm not believing anymore that it's a new physical body, that it's realization of detachment from this physical identity, maybe atonement, like the Roy came crashing on Rick and Morty. We need to go back to the old man in the sky and crashed, and we all him that manifested into NPC character is not a religion. LMAO. That's what the fuck. There we go. Later, there was a resurrection body. Historically, there's been different interpretations. The awakening, the realization interpretation. Some other Christian things and later mystics read these passages more spiritually than physically. The body, attachment to eternal identity. The mind of Christ, awareness of divine unity, pineal gland, all that. Being with the Lord, returning to divine consciousness. Folks, so instead of a little sky body swap, the idea becomes detachment from ego, reunion with divine source. That interpretation shows up in Gnosticism, the real. Anyway, go back. Christian mystics, all this was the real shit. Some, Mr. Eckhart, some interpretations of Gospel of Thomas, which was removed. The last traces of our real Christianity, folks. They often describe salvation as awakening rather than relocation. It's not relocation. You're going to be the same in heaven? It's not relocation. We'll just get in because we believe in Jesus. We don't have to change. No sin in heaven. Bullshit. Good luck with that. We don't have to change. We just say, oh, Jesus, forgive me. I'm in heaven. I can rape all the little kids I want with that logic, right? And then right there, as you're about to put a bullet in my fucking brain, if I were that kind of guy, all I'd have to do is go, well, Jesus, I guess now that time I get to heaven, eh? Yeah, bitches, bitches. That's not how this works. You can't have a way of life that says hang them down, they're going to hell, hang them on the biggest weight, whatever, sink them to the bottom. Oh, they get to heaven if they plead the Lord Jesus. Anybody. So Donald Trump might have a chance. He keeps that one guy that believes in the Bible, allegedly, fake too. But I act like he's Christian. I'm not really, but I keep him there as like a good omen. Maybe I have a chance, or whatever the fuck he was saying that day, the other day. So until y'all detach from your ego, which happens like one night of shrooms, changes your life. People realize that shit. I mean, come on, this is it. Holy shit. How this connects to Matthew 7. Ah, there it is, and all the others. People can do religious things externally, but still remain identified with ego, power, performance, their sins, and everything else. Therefore, they never truly knew the divine reality, folks. You don't want to let it in. You don't want to activate it. You're scared of it. You have this physical attachment of being sick. You like being sick. You like dying. You like sleeping. You like stuffing the food down. You can't change your mind. Oh, I'm getting better minute by minute. I'm getting worse. This cough, this head, this migraine. Oh my God. We love complaining. Let's be honest. Karens are trending right now. Everyone loves to get that complaint off. But I told him. Now change. We all want to change everybody. But in reality, what it is everybody's fighting to be different. And we're all the same. Everybody's built different. Okay, so tell me how different someone's pancreas is. I thought you had the same penis. Might be a little longer. I thought you had your stomach might be bigger than mine, but I thought it was the same materials. How are we different? I thought it was the same left and right copper in the brain, rods of myad, the same copper and zinc on the planet outside the body, the same water, the same fluoride, the same nanoparticles from the vaccine, the same symptoms, the same diseases. I mean, if we were really all that different, you think the rainbow haired people would have their own diseases in their own book of diseases by now and make up everything else. 33 to 100 genders now, and where's their own? Oh, well, these are diseases only gays, transgenders, lesbians, crickets, mosquitoes, civil attack helicopters can get. So, radio listeners, here in 10 minutes, you're going to get the Al Jazeera because I missed it all day. But, right. So, am I tripping? Let's finish with this. Christians don't want, they say the words, but they make up what and they say what they were told, that maybe what it means, but they don't actually visualize, understand the definition of what that means. They put their own, well, it's just whatever we want it to be. Atonement means to be one with God. Like, what do you mean? You're going to sit in the room with Him, like being one with family? No. It means consciously you're going back to where you came from before you had an individuality, folks. It's like budding, like somebody budding and splitting and having kids. It's like oh shit, come on, god damn it, fuck. How else do you explain this cock sucking shit? I can't even say it without swearing, because that's what it is. We've all sold our souls. We're all on demon time. We got to get out of it. We descended to sine waves, not sin. I mean, sin's a part of it, but I mean, we descended into sine wave. We have to go back to scalar. Holy shit. That's what Jesus was coming to tell everybody. And they took that E off, just like T minus. And now your T's are hard. And it's like, I'm not, nobody wants to get rid of it. Everybody's still defending their sins. Just like the Brent Cobb song. Everyone keeps defending their sins. And this place just pisses me off. Because nobody actually wants to change. They just want to gripe and complain about how bad it is, or how bad it was for them, and how I need to suffer or suffer worse because it was getting. Because they're honest with themselves on some days that yeah, it got worse and worse over time. Well, it needs to do that for you, so you know what it's like to be like someone here and then to get worse. How about we just all put the brakes on? Because we're the ones like we power this fucking shit, my nigga. They're not doing shit to us. They're saying shit, and we go out and do it for no reason at all. And we do this to ourselves. You didn't say no to the jab. They didn't hog tie you, and pin you to the ground, kidnap you in an ambulance, and jab you with coke. Well, some people did. That did happen in places like Arizona, folks. But you weren't. Oh, my job. What about America and all this shit you were saying until it was my job? They forced me. Oh, they forced you. How many of them bitches, women especially? They forced me. You don't know. They did not hog tie you. You said, all right, fuck it. For a free taco. For free goy slop, soylent green. Now that you know. So instead of hiding out, pretending you didn't get the jab, how about befriending and apologizing to all the conspiracy theorists you cussed out the last 5 years and tried to beat up and whatnot, and say, how do I detox this crap before I die? You got a few years left, the healthy ones. And you're still getting more of their jabs. One of the last ones was Ivermectin. It stopped a lot of it. The slow nanotech the nicotine. So all my nicotine family that smoke cigarettes and stuff, you're still alive. The ones that don't, that have bad immune systems, are dead. So like, you know what I'm saying? Even though there's jet fuel and propane and all these butanes and everything else stacked into one cigarette, to the point, the famous saying where we don't know what is all in a cigarette. Somebody knows because it got put there. But but this scientist was honest in saying that I can't. I keep finding stuff pretty much. We keep finding stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'll leave off with that today. The song's called "The World Is Ending," and because like they say, the world is ending again. So they've been trying to tell you it's ending. It was ending at Y2K, which is might have been why my parents got married. There's conspiracy theorists, you fucking dumbasses. It was ending in the fucking 90s. The 80s, it was supposed to end. The 70s, it was supposed to end according to these fake ass plant conspiracy nuts that aren't real truthers that scare you into thinking everything's fucked. It's all going to die. Prepare to die. That's the Illuminati. That's controlled opposition. We can take it back and do whatever we want, manifest a utopia. But no, we have a dick hard attachment to these motherfucking demons, into demon time, into being in a secret club and nobody knowing, that shitting on the haters and all these people that shit on you because we're all bullying each other. Like, get the fuck out of here. Ain't no different. Elon like trying to flex on his haters because he was bullied, ain't no, and bullying us to the point he's like, oh well, this is wrong. That's even real, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, folks, snap out of it. Stop competing. You know, that's all you got to do. We're all in this together. Same. We're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. Out on the same hole. Or whatever. Yeah, we still like trying to compete and keep up. You should not like, and we're still ashamed. Oh well, he lost his house because of the economy. I'm still good. My job's good. Economy's good for me. I gotta justify it. You ain't gonna win it. I ain't gonna let the conspiracy. We write about everything, but it's whatever. Shit on them. They're no longer with you financially. They can't keep up. They're not the friend. Your fakeness was exposed. You don't want to be down there with them surviving for free. You want to try to, I got to keep going. It's getting hard. I'm working all day and I can't even do it anymore. The bills aren't even, what's going on? When does it stop, folks? When does it stop? Let's go. The oneness idea. Come on. They never entered the state of a union. You detach. You forget who you are. And all you know, come on. No, just you weren't. Not just you weren't on the correct church membership list. No. Oh, I'm on the roll. I go every Sunday. I'm there early. I'm the nicest guy. Uh, there we go. Gospel of John 17:21. That they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee. Nigga, there ain't no God in me. It's we. You keep wanting to have this supremic fucking, it's gone. I am him and he is me. Ah! Oh, you're wrong, you're wrong. I want to be John Doe in heaven, you're wrong. Ah! What if I'm not, though? Like, you actually just pretend for a second. I'm not wrong. Clearly, it's right there, and I'm not wrong. It's validated by anyone that's ever done a psychedelic trip in their life. John Hopkins people are doing it now and saying the exact same thing. You can go get a psychedelic therapy through John Hopkins fucking PhD. These professors like, what the fuck is going on here? Can't stand this fucking bullshit. When y'all act like, oh my god, what's going on? He's in left field. No, I finally found it. I'm there. So we got a song and we got fair use. Hold on, we're reacting to this perfect example of this. Dear God's Great by Dax, one of his most popular song, right? But the one he made right after it slipped over everybody because it was the coldest fucking truth about this shit. Hold on, folks. Let's switch back to the Dyko shit. Let's go. DJ Dyko. It's not Dyko. It's like top drum. Oh, Dax. Book of. Maybe just play this beginning. Don't mute me, YouTube. Reacting to the music video. I'm not streaming or monetizing the song.
These pills are meant to help me sleep, but always keep me wide awake.
I can't sleep. I keep thinking about this. What if, with everything that's going on, the world really is coming to an end? Then what?
What if it isn't a lie? What if we make it to heaven and don't get inside? What if we get to the gates and see God on the other side and he looks us in our face and says our whole lives we've wasted time? What if we can't go back? What if we can't redo this life and get one second chance? What if our future happiness is memories of our past while we burn forever haunted by the devil's laughs? Why do we push them away? And why do the ones we work to keep never actually stay? Why do we focus on tomorrow and forget about today and smile in everybody's face and try and act like we're okay? Why do we live this way? Why do we hate? Why do we fight? Why do we act like there's time and got more than one life? Why? Answer me. Why? 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 I'm older and looking for truth. I'm holding my faith in my hand, but the pain in this world has been shaking it loose. I used to have so much to gain, now I have so much to lose. They say I'm crazy for looking for answers, I say they're crazy for not getting proof. Vision is blurred, I'm over concerned. I'm looking to God to see if life with him is something I've earned. The devil's been watching, he's trying to recruit, he's been waiting at every turn. I'm driving this life on the highway to hell, but I won't burn! Fuck! We know the difference, we know what is wrong and we know what is right. But Satan is strong, God, and most of your people are losing the fight. So what if we fail? What if we can't escape his lies? What if we can't change? What if he still controls our minds? Where do we run? Where do we go? Who do we talk to? We look around and everyone we see is lost too. What if life is just some test that we all do? What if you were busy when we called you? Where are your parents?
I'm tired.
Come on, let's go. I got you. What if hell's on earth? What if being born is dying and dying's birth? Would that mean life's not God's gift, but the devil's curse? And to live was to be evil cause its words reversed? What if the devil entered a pastor and he led a church? What if we looked for the truth but didn't know where to search? What if the books they said to read have never been your words? What if we chose to follow you but we still had that urge? Will you forgive us for our sins and let us in your world? God, we at the gates. We couldn't see, hear, or touch you, but we had faith. We know we messed up, we human and we make mistakes. So we just begging we get in and that you'll have grace. God.
I mean, the first line was the hit, and then he goes back into the Judeo-Christian. Oh, I'm depressed. Poor me. Oh, I can't change. I just hope we get in anyway. And it always ends up back to that, no matter what. Even though we've identified that being the very problem. Hope. Didn't he say that in a song? We beat ourselves up with hope, or was that someone else? We beat ourselves up with hope, nigga. I think that might have been Rashad Jamal. We beat ourselves up with hope. Anyway. Who's really a Christian? Have you done psychedelics before? Have you actually, without psychedelics, meditating even can trigger this experience? It's a heavy experience. Your whole body is worn out afterwards, with or without psychedelics when it happens. So I know most of you Christians don't know what it's like if you don't match the description of the experience historically, and even by the people that had it, with or without this, I don't know, the chrism shroom, the Christ shroom. I don't know if I can show it on here, but let me just tell y'all, because we got it in here. And of course, 50 state legal. Yeah, this one's like a 20 pack, bro. They're getting cheaper now. THCA is the raw form of THC in bud. And it's allowed under the hemp bill. I'm going to try it, but look, it's whatever, bro. It's where it's at. It's where you need to be. It's what it is. This is, why aren't we switching over? That's what I was trying to do. I can't show you that, even though I've showed it before. You can click the link. There's Delta 8 Pro. You can get stuff like that. That's just one they had down the road. I got Delta 8 Pro stuff coming in. I'll show y'all. Order some. But no, for real, this is what it is, bro. Y'all need to quit playing around and quit playing with me. Hang on. Oh shit, we got the wrong split. There it is. Whatever. It's gonna be like that then. But that's what I'm saying. You don't want true Christianity, true atonement. Even though this is commodity poison fruit from the USDA, I still drink fruit. I don't see any of y'all even wanting to do that. Go look at the fruit aisle. Go look at the pot mile. They're next to each other at some Walmarts, bro. Like an aisle over sometimes. Like, some of the juices, all the other fruits, fruit flavored waters, and all your weird shits. Still there. I don't want the poison with a little bit of fruit in there, or a little synthetic fruit flavor, crystal light fucking packets, whatever the fuck. I'm doing whatever. I got raw fruits over here. I get off people, but that's what I'm saying. I'm being a turn. I haven't ate out of a microwave in years. If I know for a fact I watch people defrost something in the microwave, they're about to cook it. I won't eat it. I'll fast that night. I won't eat it. I'll wait till they cook again, breakfast or lunch tomorrow. It's not that serious. If y'all have to eat that, if that's what you plan to eat and you're gonna bitch at me, do your thing. You can't change. You could have just put it in hot water the same time took to defrost that, probably. Especially if you're moving a little bit. Get it moving. Anyway, make sure y'all drinking fruit as well. I'm buying all the herbs. I've been detox. Do that. That shit really works. Damn, I did a whole ass another song and didn't do the news. We're lacking, cuz. That's what I'm getting at. I can go all day on this shit. We reacted to some stuff and some updates. I didn't go to him because I started late. I mean, that's my point. People mad, like, how can he say Jesus and then the F word in the same sentence? Because where does it say the F word's prohibited? It says all these things you can't do. Sorry, but where does it say I can't cuss out the devil and his minions? I can't get mad. Jesus was mad. You think he didn't have a few choice words for the Pharisees? Never said, "Oh, love your enemy." That was everyone else because they weren't willingly like trying to destroy the planet. They may have sinned a little bit here, except Sodom and Gomorrah, which was Jewish. They may have sinned, verified, or according to Jews. Sorry, and this, that, these places, they he was friendly with all the Gentiles and the enemy or whatever. Anybody, I don't mean Gentile, but he was out with the Gentiles saying, "You guys are the ones getting saved." They don't believe that. Fuck out of here. He was with the hoes. He was all of that shit. I am none of it. Grew up where Palestine was, right? Galilee and all that shit. It was cool. He wasn't trying to kill all them motherfuckers and smite them for non-belief, even though the Talmud says. So no, it wasn't with that shit. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't doing none of that with shit. I was just saying he was hanging out with these people like us, wanting everybody to be cool with each other. These people always wanted us to divide over every little thing and got us down to the home level to divide over every little thing. Can't get over it. Got to hold the grudge forever. We got to stand on it. I'm tired of it. Get over it. Some of y'all got family that's about to just croak, and you're never going to see them, and you haven't talked to them in decades. I've been studying it as well because it is something serious that I want to be a part of this. So if you're part of this estranged family, this divide, I'm thrown in the middle of it with my own experience. So, and this division in the family that they created, well, let's talk about it. I want to interview you. If you're one of those parents, I want to bring light to this on this channel. It's not being discussed on any of the podcasts. There's a few things talking about it. There's these Facebook groups everywhere, and there's millions of you experiencing this. But we want to be the official wham right into the mainstream. We want you to come on. All you need to do is I can send you a link, and you can join with your camera on a computer or a phone with Restream, or if you got Google Meet, that would probably work better without interruption. We'll check it and see. I've never tried the Restream, but I've had bad time with it disconnecting, reconnect. I don't know. And then costs so much right now to use all the stream to multiple platforms. But what you see now could have you right here and me here and stuff in between on this little corner when we react, right? Get things set up. That would be the goal. That would be cool. I think we could. I think we could do that. And I think a lot of y'all hit me up wanting to come on here. I don't know. I didn't realize that how much people. So hit me up. Message the Facebook on here right now or djdiako55@gmail.com. And then yeah, we'll get back with y'all. That's djdiako55@gmail.com. And yeah, we'll get you on ASAP whenever. We'll just start filling up, make slots or whatever. I don't care. Just whenever's available, if nothing's going on, bam. I'd like to kind of promote it first so we can target the people we're reaching. Get there it's a little hard. Oh yeah, I can wait. So Candace is doing this series right now, and I love it. She's getting 1 million views a day on it. But I think she would have done like a week. We got people to really watch it a few times, share it, get other family to get off work and watch it. Get us all caught up. Because now it's started going fast like a football game. We don't want to watch it. So yeah, now we're all caught up. We've watched it. We've said it. We got that in. Now give us the rest of it. We're all slow out here, so she's dropping them every day though. That may actually be the better thing, but I don't know. For a while, we'll always get them hard promoted, get them up to speed on that, and then next week, all right. Oh, that little suspense. Oh, we're coming back. All right, we're taking off next week. We're making it a part of our life to miss whatever we would do on a Thursday night, Tuesday night, or whenever to watch this fucking episode. So anyway, that's why my show's an everyday show. We react to everyday changing things. That's normally how her show is too. I think she could have just but again, if you're doing something like that and this information conflicts every day and you don't want to like leak things from the show, actually, while you're rambling, you might as well just get it done. or just release it as a whole thing, or pre-record and just drop it. If you're gonna do the week thing, it's your best bet just to do it, and then drop it, pre-do it while doing. You know what I'm saying? Your best bet just to put it out. You got the current event stuff. You're just going on now. What you think, like we're doing, and what we think's important. And honestly, I'm letting the algorithm decide that based on the people. You know what I'm saying? Just to show that it's completely a people effort. We're running this fucking algorithm, even though they keep regulating and doing this, that, and the third. They've given up at a lot of places, Facebook, Instagram, especially. Let's see. What else, since it's almost. Oh, news out. Okay. See, this time change is messed up because some of the automatic things did not move. All our stuff moved forward, and this other one moved forward, and this one moved forward after moving forward. I don't know where that five still says five. Maybe the time zone got changed. I thought so. I'm here digging link thinking it's 30-minute time. It's time to play with it. What else? Oh, the website. Yeah. Website's now on this TV at least. Uh, when you Google read, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see. I want to know if it's doing it on this computer. Um, the subdomain, the SEO's coming in, which is unusual. All right, it doesn't do it on here, but some devices, for some reason, it did it on Fire TV, Amazon Fire, maybe, and then someone else like I don't know. There's a few other Revolt radios. But yeah, on there though, it comes up with the thing like, well, the website comes up and it shows the 4 pages you can click on the website if you want to go right like a listen live. It's a listen live page comes up on the TV, but you can click any of that. Still, like click to the website from the Facebook, the YouTube, or the Rumble, whatever. And I need to update that to say 7 or 8, whatever she's on now. So updating the website. Stuff that's supposed to be automatic. Oh, the listen live page is mainly the most important because most of this stuff, I don't know if they're gonna get banned on the website. I like kind of how it looks for now. So anyway, we're putting I don't know. So all of it's on the radio. But yeah, we got the Buy American page. Sometimes you have to click it to get that little drop down menu, and then get that part up, and then you go here and hover it again. Go right to certain page. It's not working. There it goes. Alexa Pure. Be prepared. Grid Doctor. Delta 8 Pro. Healing Herbals. My Patriot Supply. TED Radio. So you can get ham. Some of them have shortwave. All these different receivers. And they even make ones with smartphones on it. Let's do that real quick. That's TED Radio. Just an example. We had severe storms the last day or two, so I haven't been able to update a lot of the stuff on the site. That's cool. A lot of this has stuff to have service and things on it on its own. You can call, you can touch the screen. It's got like apps on a lot of this. So that's kind of cool to have, like an emergency phone, GPS, everything right there on the device with push to talk, ham receivers, everything else. You got global IoT and Sims. You got all these different things, right? As a backup, folks. You got these little portable one that looks like a vape. Sorry, but it looks like a Just put a little screen on it, bro. Look, come on, I got one of these laying around somewhere. I'm collect them, and I was gonna try to make batteries out of them, but I never did. I'm too busy doing this now. Those are cool looking. They look like phones, and they do. You can call them, hang up, you can text, old school texting. And I think some of these have other ways that text between the devices, whatever that is. On a live map, you can put your location and movement data in terms of other brands, devices offering the same function. So yeah, you'll show up, which, that's sus. That means they can track you. I don't really like that. But again, I don't like people to find me in the woods. Something happens. It's got Bluetooth, can be so you can use it as a speaker to play Bluetooth, watch your shows, whatever. A lot of them have the weather service and all that on there. Say TDX9, TDX3 Plus. Let's see, answer calls. Connect more Bluetooth radio accessories, headsets, wireless push talk buttons, wireless microphones, and that's just this. I'm curious about. Let's get further down here. I like that one. Those look kind of cool. But these are awesome looking. So let's go. The smartphone ones, let's exit out of that. Let's move over here if it will. See if it tells you what all on there. Global LTE, push to talk, unlimited range, walk talk chat, real time communication easy to use. No license needed. Included is an IoT SIM card for 1 year, no subscription contracts, monthly fees. That's 1 year. You have to pay. Anyway, that's fine. Global coverage, click here to see what global cellular networks are supported. You gotta have that. It's still like a 4G type thing. With the tower, it's not satellites. There's no such. Okay, rapid switch between group and private calls. So why not though? It's just like a phone, but it has all this other stuff. You're gonna have your smartphone anyways. Why not get a smartphone or a regular phone that has all the push to talk and all that on it that can handle some weather or whatnot, or being thrown around a little bit, dropped. Unlimited range. Oh, nationwide. That's all it is. 4G LTE. AT&T, right? Yeah. So nothing's changed there. But I just think they're cool. People gonna have smartphones, regardless. To be partnered with a smartphone brand. I thought about just saying, screw it, I'm gonna get one of these. $200. I don't know about you, but that looks like calling, texting, and apps. Like a basic little Android or something, and then this one may have more on it. I don't know. I've had those cheap Android phones. Probably had every one there was back in the day. Yeah, well.